Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So, ladies, please go get your mammograms. Please know your body because it could save your life. I was diagnosed with breast cancer last year in January. It all started when I discovered this discharge on my nightshirt. Mind you, I didn't have any symptoms. I did the self check. I didn't feel any pain. My breast felt heavy, like as far as when you get your period, your breast feel heavy, and I didn't really pay attention to that. So what made me go in is that discharge I had on my nightshirt. So I went to go see my doctor, and she suggested I go get a mammogram. So I had my mammogram done, and that's when they discovered, like they say, like clusters. Um, Really, it wasn't wait, yeah, I think it was clusters, but it was they discovered a mass. So they wasn't sure at first. So I had to get a ultrasound, then I had to get two biopsies, and then I got an MRI, and that's when they discovered I had breast cancer. But it was like in the form of a mass. It wasn't a lump. It wasn't a tumor or a lump. It was a mass. So that's probably why I felt the heaviness in my breast, and I really didn't think nothing of it because I didn't really. They always say feel for a lump, do self examinations, and if you feel a lump, then you go into the doctor. But my breast just felt heavy, like when I get my period, so I didn't pay any attention because I didn't have any pain. So I figured, oh, it's just hormonal. To know your body, to look out for signs as far as discharges and feeling of lumps or even heaviness with me, because I figured, well, since I always get my period when I get my period, my breasts always feel heavy. So I didn't think anything of it, and come to find out I had breast cancer. So know the signs, pay attention. If something feels weird and it don't feel right, please go get a mammogram. Go get checked. It doesn't matter the age. If you have a history of breast cancer, you should get a mammogram. If you don't have a history like me, I don't have a history of breast cancer at all in my family, and I wind up having breast cancer, which is crazy. So all the things they talk about is if you have a history of cancer, then you're liable to get it. Sometimes people have a history of breast cancer and they never get it. Some people don't have a history and they get it. So be mindful how it affects people and how it's just a deadly illness. It's not a disease, it's an illness, and it's deadly. Because I know a lot of people who've died with cancer. Died from cancer, mind you, died from cancer. So it's like when you get that news, it's like I couldn't think of nothing but my 4-year-old, and I said, "What's going to happen to him? I'm not going to be here." I couldn't believe it. I said, "Why me?" You just sit down and you cry, and you just that's the most awfulest thing that you can hear, that you have cancer. You know, some people some people survive, some people don't. It depends on the type of cancer you get or the kind of type of cancer you have, and it's just an awful illness. So when he came in and he told me that, it's just like I started crying, and he just patted me on the back and he left, and the nurse stayed in there with me and she talked me through it and talked about certain things, how I can get through, and that I'll be okay if I just be strong. I end up with breast cancer. Unbelievable. So she talked about me and she referred me to a doctor about getting a vasectomy because I had to. It was carcinoma in situ, so it was invasive. So meaning if I would have waited longer, it would have spread to my lymph nodes. So thank God I did get that sign and I caught it in time, because it probably would have ended up, I wouldn't be here right now if it would have spread throughout my body, because it probably was on the verge of happening if I wouldn't have got that sign of that showing that discharge on my nightshirt. I would have never known I had breast cancer because I didn't feel a lump. I just felt heaviness. That's why it's important to know your body. If something doesn't feel right, any type of heaviness, a lump, anything, any pain is supposed to, they say, they claim it's supposed to be a pain in your left arm if you have breast cancer. Some women get it, some women don't. Like I said, I didn't have any pain. I didn't feel a lump. It was just heaviness in my breast. So you just got to be mindful, and you just got to get your mammograms. I feel women should get a mammogram starting at 20 because women especially, are getting diagnosed with breast cancer in early ages now. Early age, younger women are being diagnosed with breast cancer. So it's not just women 50 and over. That's not true. It's not true at all. So I feel women, when they turn 20, whether they have a history or not, they should get a mammogram. That's just my opinion. They may go and tell you, oh, it's not too early. Oh, it's not this, it's not that. And something could happen and you literally could die from this. So please, ladies, not just October, anytime, go get your mammogram. It is so important. It could save your life. Trust me, it saved my life because if I if I wouldn't have paid attention to that, and if I wouldn't have seen that discharge, I would have been I would have been gone. Seriously. I hate to say it that way, but it's the truth. So please get your mammograms and please stay safe. And I'll see you in the next one. But stay tuned for more.